Hey, welcome to Redbeard Reviews. I'm Luke, and today we're looking at Duracoat firearm finishes. This stuff's pretty good. I'm impressed. Just gotta say, I was looking for something other than the good old shaker bottles, the Krylon, Rust-Oleum, things like that. You can find them at Walmart. Whatever, they work. You know, you do a little bit of prep. Prep always goes a long ways. I actually work in a paint shop, so I kind of get this. I like this. The rattle cans, they work. It's cheap. It's easy. Anyone can do it. If that's what is the best that you can do, go for it. By all means. And then I know that Duracoat also has an option that they can have it in an aerosol can. They have an attachment. But I actually have a spray gun. This is my little tiny one. I have more spray guns. But this is what works best for what projects that I have been using this for, this particular paint. And I just wanted to give people some insight into what I found with this particular two Duracoats that I've bought so far. I don't have a whole bunch of them. I don't have a ton of experience with Duracoat. I work with PPG more so, couple other things like that. But I was looking for something more durable, and I didn't want Cerakote. I didn't want a take and bake kind of deal. And I just wanted to try it out, just to see how durable this Duracoat really is. And so my favorite colors in the spectrum for all things tactical, firearms, whatever, things like that, is the browns, the Magpul Flat Dark Earth, the Coyote, the 19X Coyote, which this color is Glock's 19X Coyote color, according to Duracoat. I emailed them and just asked them, like, how close is this? And they said, basically, due to the batch differences, whether it's the firearm or the paint, it may be slightly different, but they've tried to match it as closely as possible. They're not that far off. This is under their standard color lineup. They also have tactical colors, ultra flat tactical colors. They have blued. Go on Duracoat's website, check them out if you're interested in a paint for some kind of project you're doing, whether it be doing your vehicle even, or whatever. That might get kind of spendy, but you can do it. But getting into this, these bottles, I first bought Tactical Coyote Brown, thinking it was going to be darker, and that's the thing. And I know this is always the case, it seems, but the swatches that they show on the computer screen are never what it is in real life, because you can never quite get that sunlight or that real life color on a screen, depending on what screen you have, all those sorts of things too. But I thought that this Tactical Coyote Brown was going to be darker. I ordered 8 ounces of it, and 8 ounces will get you about $46, or $46 for 8 ounces, according to their standard colors. That's what I'm looking at right now on their website. Plus shipping, when this is a hazardous material, paint, so you can tack on another like $15. It was like $60-some for an 8 ounce thing, and it comes with the hardener as well. I got it and I looked at it and I was just like, it seems a little light, but I'll give it a whirl. And so I painted a couple things, and once they dried, it was way lighter than I thought it was going to be, and I was just like, oh man, well, I guess I can just give it another whirl. And so I was looking on their website, and this was under the tactical section, and I had been looking for one of the Glock colors, and I could not find it, and I'm thinking, tactical, gotta stay in that section. I just happened to be browsing through their standard colors, and I found Glock 19X Coyote, and I went, hey, that's one of my favorite colors when it comes to that kind of thing. So I ordered, after I emailed them, just because of this, going, oh, it's not that close to what I was hoping it would be. Looking at their standard colors, I saw they also had Magpul, and they had Leopold, and they have all these other colors that I was like, oh, should have looked under standard. It's kind of my fault, I guess. But got the 19X Coyote, and shows up. There's a clacker in there, so you need to always shake your paint. But looking at this, it's fairly dark, and I was thinking, more of a reddish brown hue to it, and I was thinking, okay, I like this color. So I painted a whole bunch of stuff, and after it dried, which the flash time on this is incredibly fast, and the dry to handle time seems like it's incredibly fast too, which I don't mind that at all. I can get it in and out of the booth really fast, but I was fairly impressed. This is pretty close. I'll show you a comparison in just a minute to a few things for some different color variations that I have. I just wanted to give you the lowdown that when it comes to the colors, I noticed that they dried lighter than what the bottle indicates, or just looking at the paint in the bottle, and that's going to happen probably, but looking at the paint in the bottle, they do dry lighter than that. And then depending on the coyote that you're looking for, I guess this is a coyote brown. I've probably seen some yotes that look like this, but yotes have a whole variety of colors. I guess it's kind of hard to say what a yote is going to look like. But yeah, so for $60 you get a hardener, paint, and that's the setup that I went with, because I just use an HVLP. This is a 1.0 tip, like a detail gun. This one, actually, I bought a very, very long time ago. It was at, I want to say, Tractor Supply in an automotive kit. It came with 3 guns, big, little, small. This is the small one. Turn it way down, turn your fluid down, turn your air down. And it sprays very well for small parts. And you don't have a lot of overspray. Like I was basically holding parts with my on a little hook with my hand, and I had a glove in my hand. I had a mask on, safety first, all that fun stuff. But I could spray within like an inch of my hand, and I was getting a little bit of overspray on my glove, but there was nothing on my wrist or my arm. So very little overspray, so you're not wasting a whole bunch of paint either for the small bottle that you're getting. They come with directions. You can follow that. They say 4 tablespoons of paint to 1 tablespoon of hardener, or break it into a fraction if you're going to use less or more. Let's see. For reference, I think I used the 4 tablespoon to 1 teaspoon method, and I was able to do like 2 frames, a slide, and about 3 back plates, and some mag floor plates, or some mag base plates, like 4 or 5 of those, or 3 of those, something like that. So I had a whole pile of parts, and I still had some, and I did like 3 coats on the exterior of the parts that I was doing. I did some on the interior, and then I did a higher film thickness on the outside of it. And I still had a little bit of paint left over, so I'm like, it's way too much. So the second time around, I was doing some other different things, some different parts and things like that. And I did half, and I had plenty to go on. I do notice that it does build up rather quick. For the internal parts, I had a Zev slide that I bought, and I painted that in this color, and it was very tight. I probably, if you're gonna do it and you want it to look uniform, maybe just do the inside once, very lightly. I think I did 2 coats on the inside of that, and 2 light coats, but afterwards I was like, yeah, maybe let's not do that. And the second time around, I did not do the inside. I just did the outside of it, because I did not want to have to deal with that overly tight tolerances issue. So yeah, that is about it, I believe, when it comes to the paint itself. Well, I could say I've now used half the bottle, so about 4 ounces maybe total of the 8 that I purchased, to do way more stuff than I thought. I don't remember if it says on their website how much 4 ounces of paint is supposed to get you for coverage if you're doing, say, 2 coats on whatever you're covering. You know, but you could probably do a couple long guns at least with 8 ounces of paint and still have some left over to go paint something fun for yourself too. I'm gonna turn you around and I'll get you an up-close comparison of the coloration here. Okay. So first up we have, this is the Glock OEM 19X color. My camera's probably not going to show it perfectly. Oh well. Next to it, this is Glock dark brown, I believe. This is their like Gen 5 Lipsies. If you look that up, there's magazines. You can get them in a frame, I think, for like the 19 or maybe the 17. But this is the brown mag. So these are both Glock OEM colors. This is the Glock 19X Coyote Brown Duracoat. And so you'll notice that this is shinier and a little bit darker. It's not bad. I do like this color. There's definitely a bit more of a shine than I would have thought when it comes to the OEM color, and so you can buy a flattener. I thought about it, but I'm also thinking, well, I get enough wear and tear on this and rubbing and just overall use, and maybe it'll flatten itself out as things are known to do. So then, side by side, so this is obviously a frame slide mag, but this is plastic and this is metal, and I'm not sure if you can tell in the video or not. This is a little bit darker and has a different shine to it than the slide. Painted at the same time, same color, same number of coats. It's just a little bit different, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. But it's just something to be aware of. If you're looking to get a perfect color match, you can kind of see that's not the case. But I think this is a beautiful color. That's just me. And then for comparison, we bring the Glock dark earth or dark brown color, whatever that is. So here's just a spectrum. And then just to throw a little bit more fun in, here is Springfield's take on the brown. Let's move this one out, since that's not exactly what we're going for. And, well, you can kind of see I have a base plate that I painted. So here's that original color, or the Duracoat color, and here is Glock OEM, and here is Springfield. They're brown, tan, I don't know what color they're supposed to call it, but yeah, so it's different. It actually matches their slide fairly well. It doesn't quite match this, but I don't mind it. It's also just because I don't like the black that is on there. So that about does it for this video. That is the Duracoat paint, and like I said, I went the route of using an actual spray gun. I have that accessible to me, or I have that available to me. I do that for a living, so I know what I'm doing. It's not hard. If you do a little bit of Googling online, look it up, you could probably easily do it yourself as well. At least this kind of small detail stuff with this paint. Otherwise, they do offer the aerosol. I like it so far. It seems pretty scratch resistant once it dries. On a note, it says that you can reassemble anything that you've disassembled and taken apart in 24 hours after painting. I've done that after I painted them. I do notice that it almost feels tacky still, almost, in 24 hours. But now this has been about a week, and it is dry. I would say it's good to go. They also say in the instructions that it's 3 to 4 weeks before you should do extreme duty use with this. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, that about wraps it up. Duracoat, firearm finishes. No take and bake. Gotta love it. This is Redbeard Reviews. I'm Luke. Have a good one.